everybody, this is Cheri at djsundry.blogspot.com, and I just was getting ready to make a quick birthday card, and so I thought I would come and kind of bring you up to speed on what's been going on in life and show you a few items, a little haul that I've done, and kind of just chat for a minute. So I haven't done many videos throughout the last several months. A lot of that is just because I haven't had the time or energy, and if I had the time, not necessarily the energy or the motivation to get down and make videos. Kind of like the rest of the world, is just getting used to this new flow of things. In fact, I hadn't even journaled since January until last weekend. So last weekend I sat down and did a lot of stuff in my journal. A few of those pages are posted on my Instagram account. You can find that at DJ Sundries. I'll put the link down in the little box below. But most of it was, you know, just enough of my own private thoughts and kind of feelings of the last several months that it wasn't something I really wanted to post. I did add a lot of pictures. I'll get it out sometime and show you some of the stuff, but that's really that, and a few other little things is really all the crafting I've done. I did make some larger signs for working in a hospital. Of course, this has affected hospitals in many different ways, but I made some signs for them, superhero type signs and those kind of things. But other than that, just really simple, very little crafting. I did make some of these little 4x4 cars, and as you can see, they're really simple, just some Cricut cuts. These hands were left over from one of the signs that I made for work, and I just said look for the helpers for these little note cards for my staff. I did probably the biggest project I've done besides the signs, which were very time consuming, is I did find these canvas bags on Amazon. I think they were about $16, $17 for 10 of them. And then I purchased some iron-on and went to work. This is actually in the Cricut design space. It's not something that I did. You can actually purchase this. I don't think it was very much, maybe 99 cents or maybe a couple dollars. I don't have the pass where you get unlimited access. I just have so many cartridges that I've never really found a need for that yet, because I just don't use it as often. So I did purchase this, and I really like the way these turned out. I've got a few that I need to get sent to staff, but they're stacked up, sitting there waiting for me. So I have made a few purchases. I would really like to get back into the craft room. I have spent lots of hours out in the yard trying to bring the weeds and the bushes under control. We're getting there. We still have a long ways to go, but hopefully I'll have a little bit more time and energy to get back in the craft room. And of course I am working a lot too. But I did find some fun things. And this is not new. You've probably seen this before, but I finally took the plunge and went ahead and bought it. I was fascinated with it when I first saw it come out. This is the Wendy Vecchi Make Art Station from Ranger, and I do want to do more with stencils. One of the stencils that I have is actually a gift that somebody sent me, but it's from Coco Daisy, and this was in their May kit, and it was not in one of the kits that I subscribed to, but I did really like it, and someone that was not using it very graciously sent it to me, and I was very thankful for that. I have used that on my journal. When I show you my journal cover, I will show that to you. Now my journal is far too thick to use it on this, so I did use washi tape to hold it down, but I just am excited to be able to try this because I would like to do more and more with stenciling, and my stenciling tends to be kind of messy. So the next thing that I wanted to show you was I did recently do a Simon Says stamp order, and I had a good coupon, and I was kind of on a mission, and I'll explain more about that because that'll be the last thing I show. But I did see I've not been watching a lot of YouTube even, and so I didn't realize that these had been released. And when I saw them, I really liked them because I thought, oh, that'll help. I have all of my distress pads in a drawer right next to me so that I can quickly get them when I'm crafting and I'm sitting at my desk and with the camera above me. But I thought, you know, that drawer's just getting more and more of a pain to rifle through. So I love these. I looked at them wrong, and I thought that they each held 10. They hold 15, and I don't have anywhere near that many distress ink pads for what I bought. I ended up buying 4 of these. I don't have 40. I don't even have 40 distress ink pads. I definitely don't have, what would that be, 60? But I went ahead, and I'll just hang on to it because eventually as the collection grows, I'll get more. But I want to show you how I did it. Now, I did watch Tim Holtz's video on one of them when he showed these. I think this is an early 2020 thing. And he was talking about how it depends on your climate and you, and if you really even need to store your stamp pads laying down flat. That's the way I have stored mine traditionally. And I like the versatility with these because you can move things around and kind of store them however you want to store your ink pads. And how you do that is the way that little insert is designed. Your ink pads would go in like this, but you can pop this insert out, which is what I did, and flip it around the backwards way so that I can store it flat like this, but I could also store it like this, and then they would be theoretically kind of hanging upside down. Again, they say that you don't have to suspend your ink pads. I may change everything up, but right now I've got them so that I could by storing them just like this. So let me show you what I did. I pulled out my old labeler, and I labeled my pads, and like I said, I popped that insert out. Whoops, that one was already open ready for me. I popped that insert out because normally they would have been facing like this, front side out, but I popped it out so they would face back side. And then I went on the Ranger website and I found the color charts, and I just put them in order based on the color chart. Now obviously I've got lots of gaps because I don't have that many distress pads. I don't even have enough to fill up 2 of these quite. So there are lots of gaps, but I still just kept them in order. I didn't leave gaps for all of those because I don't know that I will ever fill all of them up. But at least that way I had colors that were similar together. And you'll notice there's a blank spot here. And the reason why is because the real reason I was getting onto Simon Says Stamp at the time was to purchase the new speckled egg kit that they just released a couple weeks ago. So I think it was the 20th, I think is when they announced it. And so I went ahead and purchased the whole set. And so this is what the set comes with. You get 2 distress ink pads. One is the oxide and one is the distress ink. And you get the re-inkers for both of those that come in the kit. And then in addition, you get the spray stains for both of them, both the oxide and the regular. Then you get the embossing glaze and the distress paint. So I purchased mine off of Simon Says Stamp because they actually had these in stock, and when I went to make my purchase, the other place that I was looking did not. Which is fine. I love to order from Simon Says Stamp, and I got a really good deal on these because they had a 15% off code that was available at the time, so that was a blessing. So I went ahead and did that. I did notice that you can, like if you go to scrapbook.com, you can get this whole set with the pin like I have here, or you can get it without the pin, which takes the price down about $5 or $6. Again, I purchased mine from Simon Says Stamp, and this is how it came. The pin is really fun, and I know that they are going to be releasing sets of the pins a few at a time until they catch all of the distress colors up. So I haven't even inked with these yet. I haven't stamped with it. I don't know what they look like yet, other than what I've seen other videos, but I'm excited to use them. And so that's what I did with these tins. Now I have a separate tin that I am keeping the oxides in, and so that's where this one will go. But again, now if I store it like this on a shelf, then I'll be able to see which ones are in there for the most part. You can't really see the top row, but that's okay. Much more organized than the way I had that, with them just all kind of thrown into the drawer. So then the other thing that I purchased is I purchased the Distress Spray Stain tray, and interestingly enough, I don't have that many of these. In fact, what you see is what I have. I have 5. And these I've had for quite some time. It's been quite some time since I purchased any of these. And so one thing that I did notice when I went to put these older ones I had in there, they're significantly smaller. So that is, they don't really fit in the holes in there because they are so much smaller. But I may even throw in, I don't have that many of the paints either, so I may even throw some of the paints in here, or maybe I'll throw the re-inkers, I'm not sure. But it's a nice place to start. Now I do have to say I'm really kind of excited the way that they said they were going to be releasing the 12 new colors, and that they're not one a month, which for budget purposes is great, because I would not buy a new color every month. It just wouldn't happen. I may not buy a new color even when they do come out. I've never bought this whole thing like this before. I think they've offered them like that before. I've never done that. And I don't know if I'll do it again. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But I know I definitely would not if they were doing it every month. So it's kind of a blessing that they are kind of spreading out the release over the 2 years that he mentioned. So that's really it. I mean, I've not, like I said, been doing much crafting. I've not had a lot of time or energy to do it. But hopefully soon we'll be back and up and running. So I trust that you are doing well, that you're staying safe. And in these times, I'm just so thankful to know that even though I don't know what the right answers are, I know that God does. And I know that none of this has surprised him as much as it has surprised us. And I'm really thankful for that. And I'm thankful that he's got all of this figured out and I don't have to worry about it. So in the meantime, I will say stay safe. Oh, mercy. I will socially distance as much as possible, and I will just keep doing my best. So I hope that each of you will do that as well too, and come back soon for some crafty videos. Thanks so much for stopping by today. Remember, take some time to enjoy the little things. Have a great day. Bye.